Hi, and thank you for joining me today. Today we're going to talk about assets and down payment assistance. So assets are the bank account or where the money is coming from for your down payment, okay? Or we need extra money and they call that a reserve. So that's money you're not going to use for the purchase, for closing costs or down payment, and you have extra money in reserve. Some lending programs want to see that you have extra money. So let's talk about the sources of your assets. So you have your checking, your savings, retirement account most likely, maybe you've got money in a stock account. These are your typical, or a CD, these are your typical asset accounts. There are different requirements, lending standards for each one of these. Sometimes we look at retirement accounts and you only get 70% of the value of that $1 million in the bank. And we utilize that portion on paper to build that profile for you. Sometimes we're able to use 100%. Here's some other assets that you might not have thought about for your down payment or closing costs. Maybe you can get a gift from a family member. That's typically utilized all the time. Also, you can ask for seller contributions or real estate concessions for closing costs. That's a way of getting some of those costs paid as well. Those are all negotiated. Talk to your agent about that. And then some things that people don't think about. If you have a 401k and you're still working at that company, you may be able to get a loan against your own 401k for the down payment of your home. Typically, the third-party administrator, that's the company that's holding your funds for you, they will allow you to get up to 50%, usually up to $50,000, and they may even go and do the loan for a 15-year loan. So it spreads out the payments so it's hardly noticeable and they take it directly out of your paycheck. So that's, most people don't think about that, but that's actually funding your own down payment with your own money. When you utilize that, you're paying interest on that money, but the interest goes back into your account. So that's a way of actually getting some down payment money. Down payment assistance is really big in California. So we have California Housing Finance Authority, CalHFA, and they're great for first-time home buyers. Now, if you're not a first-time home buyer, we have other programs that might be able to help you with down payment assistance. So these are things that you talk about with your loan officer, and they can structure a deal for you that can make this affordable and for you to be able to move quickly if you see a home that you want. Just know that any large deposits that you move around in your checking and savings account, when you move money, we're going to have to paper trail that as an industry, mortgage industry. Mortgage industry standard is we paper trail any large deposits, and because we want to make sure that there's no money coming from loans that you're not disclosing or illicit gains from illegal activities, things of that nature. So if you have say an inheritance, that's no problem. If we can get a paper trail, we can show where the money came from, you're all good. But say you got a bunch of mattress money you've been holding on to and you wanted to put it into your bank account. Say you put $10,000 in your bank account, one lump sum, one day, there it is. Well, we have something called seasoning of bank accounts. So we generally only look at 2 months worth of bank accounts. So if you put it in today and the bank date stops at the end of the month, so say it's August and you put it in August 30th, you get your bank statement. As a lender, we're not going to want to see that bank statement with a large deposit. We're going to want to see September and October's bank statements. That would be what we call seasoning the assets, so we don't see a bunch of money moving around. It'll be a lot easier down the road. We won't have to explain where that money came from. We won't have to paper trail it. So that's just a quick snippet of what we can do for down payment assistance and how we look at assets as a lending institution. So thank you so much for joining me. Please like, subscribe, and comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Thanks again.